All right. So, our runners are hopefully going any second now. Oh, great. The timer got readjusted after starting. Okay, no problem. Glad I caught it early. So, today's challenge is Squawks Talks. So that hint that our runner saw was the top of Squawks' head. The challenge is talk to Squawks 30 times, each in unique locations. And hopefully the runners by now have already ticked their counter up to 1 because Squawks talks to you right outside the treehouse. Alright, yeah, we see Candyboots has done that. Hopefully everyone realizes that they've done that. Actually, Corncob didn't yet. I didn't know how to approach what if Squawks talks to a player and they didn't realize it. I don't know if that's part of the challenge, is realizing it, but yeah,
I can see it easily becoming an issue where people don't.
Oh, okay. Corncob did update it once. Okay, so all of our players pretty much easily start off with 1, but you gotta think, where is Squawks in the game? Where does he show up and talk to you? It's something that doesn't come up in any of our main categories, so I thought it would be a fun challenge. Turns out, well, actually, how about we have people in chat guess how many appearances of Squawks do you think there are, unique appearances, in the game?
Can you share your stream again, by the way?
Oh, did that stop? Okay, yeah.
Yes.
I will. Let's see who can get closest to the actual number, or at least the number that I personally investigated and came up with.
Bismuth is at 4 Squawks somehow?
Bismuth, I don't believe that he has talked to Squawks 4 times. Unless, no, Squawks does not show up at the beginning of these
No, that's just...
Yeah. We have to tell him.
Yeah, he's definitely ticking it up once per training barrel, which a lot of times it's hard to know who's talking to you if you're not paying attention. There's a few points in the game where DK will talk to himself, or Squawks may appear and talk, but unless you're really looking for the bird itself, you may not know.
Wait, I'm pretty sure you don't hear him. You usually hear the Squawk sound. You could clearly tell that Squawks after you're done all 4 training barrels.
Yeah, I mean, the text box says Squawk, implying it's Squawk, so... First controversy already?
Yeah, I was hoping that... You don't have to see Squawks.
Well, in the meantime, everyone seems to be going their separate ways. We notice Mumbo going back to learn Simian Slam right away, which is not something you almost ever see. I wonder if he's thinking this is going to give him some... Like, there's maybe some Squawks dialogue for opening the training grounds or something. Maybe he thinks that might be a thing.
Alright, but we see everyone getting the fairy camera. Of course, it's not a bad idea. But this might be one of those few challenges where you don't really need to worry about buying moves that much. Or, well, no, I guess there are a few Squawks that you want to buy moves for. Never mind.
Certainly, like, the moves that everyone should be getting are instruments.
Okay.
Those...
Some people in chat have guessed, like, 10 or 8 Squawks. I'll remind you that the challenge is to find 30 locations where you can talk to Squawks, so it is more than 30. Isn't it like 150? Not quite that many.
That's Pokemon, I think.
Well, I guess at this point I could probably just say I think I found 38 locations. So 30 is most of them. It's really asking a lot of the runners, but if they can think of most or almost all of them, then they should hopefully gain an advantage by knowing which ones are the slowest and skipping those. Yes, there is all the instrument pads. That is a very easy source to get 5 Squawks text boxes. I'm a little concerned that Corncob is at 3 and everyone else is at 4. Did she not count the one? I'm sure
what
that
would be the 4?
Well, I don't know. Everyone else has 4.
There's intro. There's completing training barrels.
There's coming out to DK Isles. And then there's tagging a warp pad. She might not have tagged a warp pad yet. Or she might not have realized that Squawks talks to you when you tag a warp pad for the first time.
Nice backflip there by Bismuth.
So, yeah, Corncob actually has 4, but didn't notice the warp first time text. So, something that's common with Squawks is he pretty much shows up for first time texts on a lot of things. Your first time hitting a banana port warp, your first time grabbing a rainbow coin is Squawks, and actually I think maybe 2 or 3 of our runners actually did that already and forgot about it. So hopefully they realize that you know something funny about this category. All 4 of our runners on stream here are going into Aztec. You do not need to do Aztec early. It is arguably not even worthwhile doing in this category. You know why? Because Squawks talks to you when you grab key 1.
That is one of the slower Squawks, to be fair, but at this point you should be going for anything you can think of. Which
Sure.
Probably no one's thought of that, to be honest.
Yeah, but in my testing of this, most of the Squawks locations, or at least a lot of the fast ones, are in Jungle Japes. So
yeah,
just go into Japes first. You can get, I think I was up to like 14 or 15 Squawks just by the 14 or 15 minute mark of the run.
In Japes you have
Japes has a
the
lot.
cutscene at the start. You have going on to the switch. You have the baboon blast pad if you never learned that move.
Yeah, actually the cutscene at the start is actually 2 Squawks text boxes. But yeah, there's one in front of the gate, the first gate, if you don't hit the switch. There's one when you see the free Diddy cutscene at the end of the cutscene. There's one on the baboon blast pad in Japes, provided you have not yet learned the move. There's a Squawks text.
Picture room?
Yeah, Lanky's picture room has a Squawks. There's one for each additional Kong that you free the first time you tag them. There's one for starting and finishing each minecart ride. As Cosmic mentioned about the minecarts. There's one for getting key 1 specifically. There's all the instrument pads. I'm trying to remember what else. There's a couple of special locations where Squawks appears that are some of the slower ones, but still might be worth doing, like specifically for Tiny. Oh, right. That's another good one. All the barrel moves the first time you use them, except for Rocket Barrel. Squawks talks to you. And Tiny Car Race. I don't think that's Squawks. I think the car is the one talking to you there. But Tiny entering the Beetle Race has a Squawks. Any place where you become Mini Monkey and Squawks picks you up, those all count. There's like 3 of those. Or, yeah, 3 of those. The Attic Place in Fungi has Squawks, but I don't think there's a text box, so I don't think that counts, unfortunately.
So, this is the point in the run where, okay, everyone...
Oh, people are DMing me.
Okay, so go ahead and answer those.
Okay.
At this point, everyone's done their Dogadon key. They're all or about to do it. They did their kind of autopilot section. Now is where you actually have to start thinking of where to go. And I'm curious if people are going to make a beeline to Castle to unlock all the Kongs, or if people are going to realize that, hey, Japes is a pretty bountiful place to go. I expect most runners to go to Castle here, just to give you more time to think, because we know unlocking Kongs is good for the instrument pads, if nothing else. But maybe we'll see some divergence here. The other annoying thing with freeing Kongs in general is there is a first-time text when you tag a new Kong, but the game's very weird about that text. Sometimes in some areas it won't play, whereas in other areas it will. One notable example from speedruns is at the start of Factory. If you come in with Lanky for the first time, you'll get the first-time text there for who knows what reason.
Yeah, the other notable thing is if for some reason you get a golden banana with a Kong before the first time text, then you'll never get it with that Kong. So I don't expect our players to accidentally do that, but it is a thing that can happen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Corncob and Bismuth both actually have 5 because of the first time warp and first time rainbow coin, but both of them missed one or the other. I think 5 is the correct number for all runners right now.
That sounds right.
Alright, yeah, so 2 runners already going to castle, clearly. Probably, like Ringrush said, a lot of runners are just going to go straight to castle because that's what they're used to doing to get all the Kongs free. It's not really ever a terrible idea. It is the fastest way to free all the Kongs and have access to all the levels. So even if going to Japes is going to be useful, they can always just do it after castle.
I'd love to see someone, for instance, free Diddy and Japes, though. I think that would be faster than going through all of the shenanigans with King Cutout.
Yeah, it might be. I'm not sure, but yeah, it might be faster.
You can get the Battle Crown while you're there, like right in front of Funky's. That's an attack.
Speaking of Battle Crowns, yeah, the first Battle Crown that you stand on top of is a Squawks text. Let me look up what my full list was, just out of curiosity. I need to make sure that I'm not accidentally sharing anything on the stream here. Okay, no, I'm not. Okay. So let's see here. We have... So here's a funny one. Intro story was really optional. Story skip, I mean, because the ending of intro story, even though it's a 5-minute cutscene, Squawks does talk to you once. So that's an option, but all of our runners kind of, I didn't expect anyone to do that. You've got leaving DK's treehouse, completing the training barrels, going out to Isles the first time. That's going to be everyone's first 3. We've also seen the first rainbow coin pickup and the first warp activated for most people's 5. Now the other ones, we've got a lot in Japes. We've got 2 at the Japes intro cutscene. We've got first gate in Japes, the Diddy Help Me cutscene, the B-Blast pad without the move, the Japes painting room, key 1 pickup, and then we've got Strong Kong, Mini Monkey, Hunky Chunky, Orang Stand Sprint, Battle Crown, 5 for each instrument pad in Isles, and then entering Aztec Beetle Race, entering the Anthill in Fungi, being carried to the Beanstalk GB in Fungi, and 2 for each of the 3 minecart rides, so that's 6 more. Plus the first time that you use Diddy, Lanky, Tiny, and Chunky. And there's one more I haven't mentioned. This would be a really tough question for the chat. What's the one Squawks text, at least out of the ones that I know about, that I didn't mention?
Good luck with that. One thing I want to note there, that while you were reading that list, Mumbo was trying to get the first time Squawks text on the banana blast pad, but
so he knows about potentially there being a first time text on a B-Blast pad. He just doesn't know that it's only in Japes. But I'm pretty sure when he gets to Japes, he's going to think of it based on him doing it just there. Hopefully he's smart enough not to buy the move. Because there's no real reason to get Boon Blast for any of the other
The reason
Squawks,
the reason would be is if you're trying to learn
the Strong Kong.
Invincibility. Yeah, Strong Kong.
Right. If you know you want Strong Kong. Yeah, so there is definitely a couple of these that runners might accidentally Why is Mumbotoken killing a blueprint with the wrong Kong? This isn't...
He's just trying to see if Squawks comes to tell you you can't do that.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I wonder if there's like ever an idea in the 2E challenge series, like find all the places that Jam Jars yells at you or whatever. It's kind of a similar idea, but so maybe his idea of where the game might tell you to do something or not to do something might guide his actions here. Jam Jar is definitely being more of a negative reinforcement character than Squawks. Squawks is pretty much just showing up when he can help you in some way.
I have a question, and it's probably the answer is no, but if you play an instrument pad with the wrong instrument, and it's one of the Isles pads, does Squawks come and tell you off, or?
No, nothing happens.
Okay.
Although, I did realize, when we were mentioning the instrument pads, Squawks does talk to you not only for the ones that give you a GB right away, but also the one that spawns the rocket barrel that Lanky has in Isles.
Ah. Yeah, I think moves are going to be just a fantastic source of things between all the barrel moves and all the instrument pads.
Definitely.
So I do think the camera was a good idea in retrospect.
Yeah.
We were questioning that earlier on.
So Bismuth, I assume, is counting up, and so is Corncob, for each Kong's first time text that they're getting, because you will get each of those if you jump in a tag barrel with them, and at least within Tropfenskopf, you do see that. I don't know if Mumbo and Candyboots are realizing that those are Squawks text. It's kind of unfortunate that we can't really be the arbiters and like count for the players here, because it is really like easy to accidentally talk to Squawks and not realize that you're doing it. But I hope the fact that it is the entire premise of the challenge that our runners are thinking closely about it. All right, so we saw Mumbo just increment his counter when he freed Diddy there, so I think he hasn't missed out on that piece of information. And I think the reason Candyboots has not yet counted that up is because he might not have actually gotten the Squawks text. It looked like he was freeing Kongs, buying instruments, and then immediately switching off to another Kong without actually that Kong that he freed being tagged yet. But I do expect all of our runners to at some point get those Squawks texts cleared up.
We would certainly hope. But as you mentioned, it's so easy to just not notice because it's muscle memory at this point to cancel that text.
Yeah, I didn't know how to phrase like each one being unique in terms of like unique location or unique, I don't know, because I was worried that like, I don't know, maybe Squawk says the same thing to you in each minecart ride. And obviously I want all those to count as different things. But then like the first time texts aren't in any particular location. Ah. Oh, what did we say, Ringrush, about failing a minecart versus succeeding a minecart?
I was just answering that question.
Are they the same?
They are the same because it's the same location.
Yeah, that's a tricky one because probably he says a different thing to you, you know, if you fail versus if you pass.
Oh, Bismuth then said in response, wait, so am I at 5? Because he got all the first time texts in the same location? No, those count separately.
Are you answering in the main chat? Probably we should.
Oh, I was.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay. I was also messaging them. Yeah, on the one hand, we want to be as clear as we can with the runners about what counts as unique and what doesn't, but also, like, I don't want to spoil for people who might not have thought about certain texts that they exist.
Yep.
Alright, so we already see a couple runners doing DK minecart for the 2 Squawks. It is some of the... That's probably worth doing these Squawks, to be honest. It's worth doing any Squawks that you can think of, to be honest.
Yeah. There's just some you're never going to get. You're never going to get the one at the end of the intro story, for example.
Yeah,
and you're probably
true.
not even going to think of all the random ones that are out there.
Oh, I should really be paying attention to Corncob here. She went to Japes, which has a lot of them. She got the one in the painting room.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she got the 2 at the very start of Japes. I don't know.
She just said she DM'd you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. We're asked to answer a lot of questions because it's difficult to be completely unambiguous. Bismuth finally getting through his torch that he was struggling with for a while.
I really hope Corncob thinks of either the free Diddy cutscene or the Balloon Blast or something. Oh, turning into Rambi is not a Squawks cutscene, but it was something that I thought might be. So she might be trying that soon. Yeah, she's gonna try that and unfortunately realize that it is not a Squawks location.
I think any runner would be foolish to not try this because I really doubt any runner knows for certain whether.
Yeah, this is something
counts.
that I would definitely expect runners to think of and try, but unfortunately it's not. Like, you can clearly see that Squawks doesn't show up there.
Yeah.
Adam, unfortunately, we can't really count people doing the challenge after having been able to prepare for knowing what it is. At least, you can feel free to do the challenge yourself for fun, but I can't count it toward the leaderboard, per se.
Because frankly, this challenge gets 20, 30 minutes faster if you really time to think about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Corncob! Yes! She knows! That's Squawks. I love this cutscene. This cutscene is like part of the reason that I was like, yeah, we have to do this challenge, because it's such a meme cutscene that like, how many people are gonna know about that?
I completely forgot about this cutscene. I have seen it before, but this is the deep reaches of memory. I do find it interesting how much castle minecart we have, though. Like, that is very clearly
everyone
one of
did
the
it.
slower ones.
It is, but I think because of the nature of you're going to castle to free all the Kongs and you need time to think about it, and it's nearby at that point, people are just gonna do it while they're there. And I don't think there's anything else in castle that you like need to come back for, so it's really just this. How about the Pearl collection? Yeah, that is just Tiny talking to herself, unfortunately. Squawks generally doesn't appear underwater as well, yeah. He's not a good swimmer. Alright, Candyboots about to get the 2 at the start of Japes. Let's see if he figures out any of the ones that Corncob didn't yet get. Okay, let's see if he notices. Yeah, that's his 8th. Probably all of the runners are going to DM me asking me if this counts as 2. Oh. He didn't mark 9 yet. And he skipped the first gate. Yeah, I honestly, when I did this challenge, I also did not remember the first gate cutscene as being a Squawks thing. Like, that's a really hard one to remember.
As unfortunate as it was to skip the first gate, that was a very clean bush push.
Yes, although he didn't count that up twice, did he? He didn't. I'm going to be looking for... Should I just tell him it's 2? I've told like a couple other people.
Yeah, I think if we catch someone missing something, it's fine to tell them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I will tell Mumbo if he gets to Japes and watches that. Okay, I told Candy. He should be up at 10 now.
Ooh, missing the vines. So, looks like he remembers key 1.
What if you first become a Kong underwater? You know what? Maybe that's one of those places where Squawks won't talk to you until you surface, but I have not tested it. Yeah, we see Candyboots going in for key 1. I'm happy to see someone think of that.
Do these runners have any reason to go back to Aztec?
Yes, the Beetle Race entry. Even though it's a slower one, that is a Squawks. But I think that's the only special one for Aztec. Or the only thing that's specific to Aztec, I should say. Aztec could be a source of barrel move stuff, I guess, but it's certainly not the only place to do it.
You could probably do most of those in Isles.
I like how Mumbotoken knows that he doesn't have to get the coin requirement and is choosing to fail this race. He might... Should I tell him that they're different ones? Someone else asked about that.
Yeah, I mean, if he does it again.
Yeah, if he does it again, I'm gonna... Okay, he is gonna do it again. I'm gonna tell him. Oh no, never mind. He left.
No,
okay, I don't have to tell him.
Oh,
yeah! Bismuth got the meme cutscene at the start of Japes. Alright. That's something only he's done so far. I actually felt like Bismuth might have a pretty solid advantage at this category. I don't know why, I just had a feeling that he would be good at this.
Looking between Corncob, Bismuth, and Candyboots, I think it's interesting how their Japes routes are wildly different, and they've all gotten things that other people haven't gotten.
Yeah, true. I do expect Bismuth to think of the Baboon Blast pad, and Bismuth is also getting the free Diddy cutscene right now, which the other two have both skipped. It's easy to think that Squawks might not appear here because Diddy is the one talking to you up at the top, or in this case nobody, but Squawks talks to you right here at the end of the cutscene, which is tough to remember. There he is. And yep, Candyboots gets key 1. That's a Squawks visit. Oh, nice hunky chunky Squawks from Corncob. Remembering that the barrel moves give that to you. And there's also a mini monkey in this room if she had bought the move already. That she could get. Yep, Bismuth does remember the Baboon Blast pad as well. Mumbotoken is going back to Aztec. Oh no. There's nothing for you there. Go to Jungle Japes, my friend.
Going to Forest, maybe?
Forest does have a few. It's got a minecart, and it's got a couple of those tiny Squawks carry places. But yeah, with that, Bismuth pulls into the lead, because he pretty much remembered all of the tricky ones in Japes. Oh, Corncob getting the Battle Crown. Temporarily tying Bismuth, who will also be getting the Battle Crown in just a second. Or not?
Or not?
Oh.
Oh, no.
Missed up a really easy one there. A really fast one. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Now, in case anyone hasn't already gotten all of the first time texts. Yeah, okay, hopefully Bismuth has plentiful time here to think about touching the Battle Crown while he's going and buying moves. So Corncob is...
The Battle Crown but didn't increment. Okay, there we go.
Oh, okay. And Candyboots also remembering the Baboon Blast. Very nice. Oh, nice. He even rolled off during the cutscene. Okay, let's see what Mumbotoken does here. I'm really curious to see if he thinks about just going to the first level. I think even if you don't really know where Squawks is, you gotta think he's gonna appear more in the early part of the game than the later part of the game, right? Okay, and we do see him going to Japes. Good decision. Yeah, Bismuth and Corncob both doing pretty well here. It looks like Bismuth is going to go in for Diddy's minecart, which is another 2 Squawks. He checked that one, specifically without Chumpy Charge, but that's just Diddy thinking to himself.
Corncob also checked that one and then left.
Oh, so Corncob thinks... Either doesn't think that that minecart is going to count? I'm just... Has everyone done a minecart by now? Everyone has, right?
I don't know if Corncob did Castle Minecart.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone did.
Okay.
Oh! Okay. Candyboots remembered the one at the start. Nice.
Nice.
So he's caught up with everyone else. Mumbotoken doing the free Diddy. He's going to be caught up with everyone else too. Everyone's going to be at 14.
This is shocking, to be honest. How does Mumbo have so much? Only just now reaching Japes.
So Domo for sale, I think we would just count that as one instead of two separate ones, in the same way that we were counting failing and succeeding a minecart as one instead of two different things. But yeah, I guess depending on how you look at it, maybe it would have been made more sense to count each one individually. I don't know. And Mumbo also knows about the Bee Blast. Holy crap, he's ahead. Just like that. So, which ones did Mumbo do that others haven't?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Unless all the individual Kong tagging.
I feel like it was just remembering each individual Kong. Like, I feel like some players didn't count that as many times as they were supposed to, or something.
Candy just jumped up to 18. So...
He's probably getting his first time texts now, because I noticed he
Yeah.
specifically didn't in Castle. Like, the way that he was freeing Kongs. Okay, Mumbo knows the Battle Crown is there as one. Corncob remembered key 1, that's good. Bismuth doing the 2 in the minecart. Actually, does Squawks show up at the beginning of this minecart or only at the end? Must be both, right?
Someone has to teach you the controls, right?
I'm sure he would be at both ends of it. We got another player checking for Rambi. It's, unfortunately a false one, but, still worth checking. Might as well use Rambi while you got him. Not really sure for what, though. There's nothing else over here. Except for maybe key 1? Oh, does he think a first-time fairy picture is a Squawks? It is not.
Again, if you don't know, anything's worth a shot.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Mumbo's had some great ideas this race, even if...
Definitely. Oh, Corncob remembered the one at the start of Japes, and she's finally leaving Japes. I don't know if she ever got the free Diddy cutscene. I think that might be the only one that she missed out on. Or maybe she went back through it towards the end of Japes, but I'm not entirely sure.
Did Bismuth ever get Lanky's room? I feel like that's the one.
Painting room. Ah, maybe he didn't.
Oh,
Oh, he's gonna do it now.
Right now.
Okay, yeah.
And
Well,
there we get the first instrument.
At this point, all of our runners are now past the halfway point, which was to reach 30. So that's good to see. Only about 30 minutes into the challenge. Man, Candyboots already up to 20, working on his 21st at the end of the minecart.
Look at this awesome Rambi action.
Breaking all the huts. Unfortunately, I don't think any of these switches make Squawk show up. Alright, Corncob, first one out of Japes. Let's see how she handles the many Squawks opportunities that are in DK Isles.
Can you clean up in Isles? Is Aztec Castle Japes Isles enough?
To be honest, it might be. Like I said, there are 8 you skip if you get to 30. There are 3 in there are 4 in Fungi. There's Intrastory, so that's already 5. There's 2 in Castle and 1 in Aztec 2, and that's already 8. So you'd have to get every other one. I like how she doesn't even bother picking up the golden banana. That's great.
Still, Isles is going to give you... It could give you up to 10 even. If you get all the instrument pads and get like a bunch of barrels.
Yeah.
You can get a ton of things in this Isles.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Japes and Isles have the most, so yeah. Adam's saying you can actually activate the cutscene while being normal size. What cutscene are we referring to? Oh, yeah, you're right. You don't actually have to use Mini Monkey to get that Squawks text. You just have to play the pad. That's a good point. Which will actually be faster, probably.
Certainly.
Okay. Candy did play the trombone pad in Isles, so that's a good one. Okay, Candy now... Or that's Corncob, sorry, not Candy.
Corncob going to forest, or was that an accidental warp?
Let's see. Where does she want to go? Maybe. She's really not sure.
Yeah. Maybe looking for a strong Kong barrel and no idea where to find one.
Yeah, I mean, you can find a Strong Kong barrel in Cave's lobby. And you can find a rank stand sprint in K Lumsey's area.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a Squawks up at the top of DK Isles with Tiny.
There's no reason to go into Helm at all, right?
Nope. Squawks does not show up in Helm.
Basically nothing in Galleon either, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in Galleon. You did not mention the secret final one, nope. And I haven't revealed it. I don't know. If you want, I can reveal it now. I don't really expect anyone to remember it. I would be shocked if any of the runners remember it. And it's not even like a fast one.
I am trying to think. I'm racking my brain. I don't remember all the ones you said, so I certainly can't remember what the secret one is.
Alright, so it is in between the 2 rounds of DK Arcade.
Oh, right. Yes.
Oh, I got some more DMs. Whoops, I have to look at that.
Well, that's going on, it looks like.
Okay, Mumbo was also wanted to clarify the mine carts. He wasn't sure if fail and succeed were different things.
For as much as we were convinced that Bismuth may be the best person here due to his memer status, it's looking like it's becoming a showdown between Corncob and Candyboots.
Yeah, I wonder what Bismuth has perhaps forgotten to. You know what? I don't even think he forgot that many things, if any. I think what happened is he's just doing the slower ones.
Yeah.
He's doing both minecart rides, and. But then again, no, Corncob skipped the Japes minecart ride.
Mm-hmm. So
I am worried that Bismuth forgot to increment when he should have incremented. He might have also not gotten the painting room done yet.
And the crown pad.
Oh, and the crown. He forgot the crown, yeah. Alright, Mumbotoken up here by the Hunky Chunky barrel, probably realizing that that is going to be a Squawks text.
Yep.
Nice. And Candyboots also following suit. It's possible that Candy's really in the lead here because he still has all those quick ones and aisles ahead of him, which Corncob already did. And Corncob being here in Factory, there's not a lot of Squawks to find in Factory, but it is a good place for buying moves.
Yeah, I think this is just a moves visit. I hope we won't see DK Arcade. Maybe we will, but...
If you're at like 29, then might as well finish it off there, but yeah. But you'd probably be getting much better value for going to Fungi. I think that's the next level that's the other level that has the next most after Japes that are specific to a level.
Factory, Galleon, Helm, Caves, all of them just don't really seem like productive.
Alright, Bismuth got key 1. Nice. Hope he's going to increment that counter. He might have just done it a little early, actually.
He was at 16 earlier, so I believe he did.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. Mumbotoken gearing up to go to Fungi. Could be our first runner to head there. Ah, but then he realized these are instrument pads. I should probably get those, right? Or maybe, I'm not sure where he's going. Trying to get in the mind of Mumbotoken. Oh no, he's gonna go to Galleon. There's nothing. There's almost nothing in Galleon.
Hopefully he's not thinking about the mermaid. That's a really long detour.
Bismuth rolling right past Lanky's trombone pad. He either didn't buy instruments in Castle or just forgot about it. We see Candyboots buying Gorilla Grab. Could he potentially be going for the arcade Squawks?
I have to imagine so. I have to imagine he can Moonkick for the lobby GB. It could be for the lobby GB, but if not that, then...
Oh, I have more questions.
We see Bismuth going back to Aztec. I can only imagine that's for the Beetle race. But it's still not a great place, at least relative to Forest.
He asked me a question about being picked up and being too small versus being the right size, and I said those are 1 for each sex pad, not 2.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, look what Corncob just did.
Corncob? Oh man, setting up arcade. I really didn't expect to see the arcade Squawks. That's too funny. Candyboots up to 24, and I think he still has like 3-ish, like 3 or something more, maybe even 4 more instrument pads ahead of him. He could be done very soon, which would put him with 2 first-place finishes, provided we are not missing someone else finishing in the race time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just OBO is in the race time out of the remaining runners. Yeah, I know. Arcade is definitely one of the slower Squawks. But hey, that's why we made the challenge get to 30 and not just get as many as you can in an hour and a half. We wanted to reward players who thought about which ones you could really, just skip and which ones are fast enough to include in your route. And I think Candyboots making some smart choices about which ones to include so far. Although we did see Candyboots also buy Gorilla Grab, but it might be the case that he doesn't end up needing it, or that it just makes his factory lobby instrument pad easier. Alright, up to 26 from Candy. Yeah, I feel a little bad every time that I realize someone has pinged me and I haven't answered them right away, because it does affect their routing if they think they're going to be able to go someplace and get like 2 or 3 when we're only counting it as 1. I think if I were to do this challenge again, I would have specified that... I think I actually would have changed how we count it and count failures and wins separately, and specify that different text counts as a different Squawks conversation.
But if you do that, are there some Squawks that change like the Kong name if you enter a minecart with a different Kong?
Okay,
you could start to really explode things with
that. Okay. I obviously would not include that kind of thing. So it's hard to say for sure what the best set of rules are.
For Bismuth's stream right now, do you need to raise this tower to get the text?
Oh yeah, you have to collect the golden banana, otherwise the sax pad doesn't exist.
Oh, it doesn't even exist. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Squawk showed up for arcade. That's so funny, man. Okay, Candyboots, who I believe bought Gorilla Grab, is not using it for this one anyway. And rather than... Yeah, I hope Candyboots doesn't go into Factory, because I think he can finish this challenge without actually going in at all. Will you see 37-38? Well, we told the runners they can just get up to 30 and be done. So no, you don't have to... I mean, we won't see runners go beyond... I mean, if they want to, they can keep going, but it's not part of the challenge. Okay, we got a Crusher Room Strong Kong from Corncob.
That's a good place.
I think Candyboots probably didn't finish up his barrel texts. Or maybe he did. He's at 28 after all. And he is going into factory. Will we see anyone catch up to Candyboots, or is he going to run away with this victory?
If Candyboots is about to do arcade,
then we could.
Yeah, Corncob has a shot.
Yeah, for sure. Adam says you could do round 1 skip, and then try to pull the lever. And if you don't have enough coins, then you can get the Squawks text.
Wow, that's
I'm sad you couldn't be playing in our race tonight, Adam. Yeah, everyone probably has too many coins. Okay, Corncob's going to Fungi. This is a good plan. Fungi has a lot of barrels. It also has 2 Squawks pickups with Tiny. And it also has the Chunky Minecart, which is another 2. Okay, Bismuth didn't have his instrument spotting castle. That's why he couldn't get those pads earlier. But now he's going to be setting up for it. You know, we could put out another poll asking if people would rather switch from Monday to Saturday, but I just know from the responses we initially got that some people weren't free on Saturday. But then again, not everybody who answered the poll has been joining, so, and everyone said that they were free on Sunday, generally. But yeah, I mean, we can totally discuss it in the Discord. Alright, so we have yet another DK arcade. Let's see how close Corncob can get here. And Candyboots isn't done after this. He's still got 1 more, but I assume there are plenty of fast options for him after this.
I hope it's nearby, otherwise I wouldn't, like, going into arcade with 28 seems crazy if there's not something else nearby.
Dude, if Candy goes, like, to Tiny Car Race, just to find out that it's not one, I could see this getting bad. Corncob tried a rocket barrel to see if it had a text. It does not.
Hopefully Candyboots is getting Mini Monkey after this. That would be perfectly into this route.
So, Bismuth might be the first runner we've seen actually link up his Mini Monkey first time text with a Sax Pad first time text, which he conveniently G-transforms so that he doesn't have to go into the Beetle Race. Perfect. Alright, so that's 2 more for Bismuth, and he can reset at this point. There's nothing else for him in Aztec.
Nice save to make sure those Squawks texts counted.
Oh, someone pinged me. Oh, it's Candyboots just saying, no!
Did he fail arcade?
He failed round 1 of arcade. Dude, this would be the saddest way to lose. He's just going for, like, the worst Squawks and failing it. Corncob knows about the anthill Squawks carry. Let's see if she also realizes you don't really need to transform. I don't know, she is transforming anyway. Unless she hasn't yet done so, in which case that'll be her first Mini Monkey text. But I think she got that one already. Oh no, she didn't. Okay. So she's gonna be at 25 here. That's pretty good. Oh, and you know what? This links up well into the beanstalk, because I don't know if you have to have the bean to be able to play the saxophone for the bean. Do you remember if that's always there?
I think it's always there, because the bean wouldn't spawn something in a different map.
But if the beanstalk isn't grown yet, or if you don't have the bean, would Squawks show up? Probably not, right? So I think she actually has to get the bean.
He might show up and just carry you up and then do nothing, but maybe not.
I honestly don't remember. Adam says yes, Squawks does show up. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Candyboots, round 2 of the arcade. Back to 75M. Makes it past the low spring, but he didn't do the shortcut jump, so this is still dangerous. God. Corncob, meanwhile, gonna head into Chunky Minecart, and she's gonna have 27 at the end of that. This could really come down to the wire. Bismuth getting started with his Isles instrument pads, and meanwhile Mumbotoken has realized that you can get key 1 for a Squawks.
Okay.
Alright.
Candyboots is past 75M.
Okay, and he has 2 lives. So he should be pretty safe at this point. Ooh, that was too close. Alright, Mumbo got key 1. Bismuth also going into factory. Man, I would have liked to see some runners skip factory entirely. It's really not that good of a level for this challenge.
Yeah. Okay, that's DK Arcade completed. Now
Okay.
Candyboots hopefully. Well,
Just needs
worst
one
case
more.
scenario for Candyboots- Worst case for is car race. Is if he goes.
If he
lands
goes,
the car
oh
race.
man, yeah, that would be unfortunate because there is no Squawks in car race, and he might think about it because he's in the level already.
Mm-hmm.
What his smart play would be is to. Okay, there's the Squawks. The smart thing for him to do would be, I think, go to K Lumsies and jump in the rank stand sprint barrel. I'm pretty sure he hasn't done one of those yet.
Staying in the level though and not pause exiting. I think he's about to go hit the switch.
He might not have the move, or maybe Strong Kong he hasn't done yet.
Strong Kong.
That would be
That
even
makes
faster. So it looks like Candyboots is going to be our winner once again. The great thing about this series is that going into it, I really would have had no idea who was going to do the best. But GG, Candyboots is our first finisher.
Let's double check that. Make sure no one else is finished before we say that.
Yeah, I checked this time. No one, LBO didn't finish. Yo, GG Candyboots.
Yo, what's
What
up?
a legend. 2 for 2. How do you feel?
That was a really fun one. I will tell you, I'm sorry about my roommate, by the way. I will tell you that I completely guessed it right.
Okay, I figured that helps a lot for this particular challenge, and I wanted to be very not too revealing about the hint that we used. I didn't want to make it too obvious that it's Squawks, because if you even think about Squawks, that's kind of the entire challenge, so...
Yeah. I will say that
Good
the
job
only reason I knew was because me and Corncob were like talking about it, and she was like, you know what? That guy kind of looks like Squawks, and I was like, oh my god, you're right. And so yeah.
The two of you seem to be doing the best out of everyone so far, so I can see how that definitely helped.
How much thinking did you put into it after that?
Huh?
How much thinking did you put into it after realizing or thinking about that?
I definitely whenever I think a challenge is going to be like the challenge, I try to think of like obscure things, like the DK Arcade one. I felt like was a pretty obscure one.
Dude, I didn't expect anyone to think of that, let alone go for it. It's certainly not one of the faster ones.
Oh yeah, I mean I did DK Minecart.
Yeah, I think everyone did, just because it was by proximity something people were thinking about while freeing their Kongs.
Yeah.
So Corncob's doing a cool one now. She's gonna do the one to the Beanstalk GB.
Oh really?
Yeah, she did the anthill. She's basically clearing out all the ones that Fungi has to offer. She got the chunky minecart and the bean pickup sax pad, as well as now the Beanstalk GB pad. And with that, she'll have 28. Only 2 more to go. But yeah, Candy, I wasn't watching too closely. Did you do all of the barrel texts that are available to you? Like, did you do a rank stand sprint at some point? I just didn't catch it.
I didn't do O-stand sprint, but I did do Hunky Chunky, Mini Monkey, and Strong Kong.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering, like, I was thinking you could have been done really fast if you didn't do arcade. Because I
think-
figured there was some other ones available.
I think I would have been done faster, and I thought about this after I left Japes. I think I would have been done faster if I bought Rocket Barrel in Japes and then did his instrument GB in Isles.
Yeah, Diddy's Instrument
Yeah,
GB and Isles is another one. I don't think anyone has actually gone out for it yet. We might see Corncob like finish on that, depending.
Oh,
on
she's
where she
almost
goes from
done.
there.
She's at 28.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we were actually worried that like you might not win if arcade kept going poorly, and we were also not sure if you had like good backups afterwards. Considering like if you're gonna start going for something that slow, I don't know which ones you're thinking about at that point.
Yeah.
Like if you had like let's say gone to Tiny's Car Racing Factory hoping that Squawk shows up there, which he doesn't, that would have
Yeah.
really hurt. Okay, yeah, Corncob does go up for Diddy's in Cave's lobby now. And Bismuth, unfortunately, I think, and this is probably something where knowing the challenge ahead of time and thinking about it, you and Corncob both bought all the instruments in Castle, which was very quick to do.
Yeah.
Bismuth and I don't think Mumbotoken thought of that. So they both like were doing all of Jape's stuff and still didn't have it, so they had to go somewhere else just to buy the instruments before they could clear out aisles. So that was definitely a big advantage to you two.
What Squawks did you not get that you were maybe considering?
The instrument GB for Diddy.
Mhm.
There are definitely more, and I just cannot think of them. I mean, I didn't really realize how quickly I was about to rack up 30, so I was kind of considering a trip to Fungi because I was thinking about the minecarts.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about how Squawks talks to you whenever you're Mini Monkey and you play a sax pad and he like carries you.
Yeah, it's actually pretty impressive that you finished this without going to Fungi at all. Because that level has 5 of them. And I only counted about 38 overall Squawks in the game. So
Oh,
you
wow.
only had like 8 to skip. And I think it was the 5 in Fungi and... What is the other ones?
Corncob trying to do Castle Beetle. Oh, no, not correct. Caves Beetle Race.
Caves
right
Beetle
now.
Race. Unfortunately, that's something that doesn't have Squawks.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And she only needs
Meanwhile,
one more.
Bismuth is quickly racking up stuff in Isles, so this might actually end up being close.
Yeah, this could be
Oh,
really
God.
close. And yesterday, Bismuth and Corncob also finished really close between each other. Oh no, Corncob.
Oh wait, maybe she's getting the O-stand sprint.
Oh, the O-stand sprint.
Oh.
That's what it is. It's not the Beetle.
That
It's the
makes sense.
O-stand sprint.
Okay, there we go. That's 30. Interesting place to get it.
Yeah,
but there we-
definitely. I would have gone to Isles, but that works. Oh, Mumbo's asking me questions.
And now the victory race.
The victory lap.
So, Mumbo honestly is doing fantastic at this point. He's near caught up with Bismuth, but I think
I'm gonna pull in
Bismuth has
Corncob, by the
more
way.
fast things coming up.
GG's
GG
Corncob.
Corncob. Well done. Candy was telling us how you actually deciphered the hint.
We did. We did earlier today.
Well done to that. I think that helped both of you quite a lot for this
Yeah.
challenge.
I will say the next hint, if it's what I think it is, if we have the order I'm thinking of, there's no way anyone's going to decipher it early.
Oh man.
Really? Okay, maybe
it's
we're
gonna be like a gray screen. It's just gonna be a box of one color. All right, here's your hint.
Apparently we have to. That really wasn't much to go off of, and yet the thinking was, okay, there's so many green characters with eyes in this game. There's no way you're gonna come up with the right one. And you did.
Yeah. Yeah, props to Corncob. I think she was the one that deciphered the Squawks.
I wish I had remembered that the minecarts give you 2 squawks before I did arcade.
Yeah. I was just surprised that both of you did arcade, because it's one of the ones I thought, A, most people wouldn't even think of, and B, would be too slow to go for. But there we have it. Our first and second place finishers both doing the arcade round 1. So, yeah, I mentioned kind of casually before the race started that story skip is optional. Didn't really think anyone would take me up on that, but you could have gotten another Squawks at the end of the intro story cutscene. But you would have had to do it at the very start of the race, so I just assumed no one would be doing that.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Listen to.
Looks like
let's
Bismuth
see.
is going to finish up with Chunky's mine cart and then probably head to Tiny or the back of Forest.
Yeah. Yeah, Bismuth is getting close. And Mumbotoken is doing the Aztec Beetle race entry now.
At this point, you just pause exit out of the ride.
Nice moontail from Mumbo. Oh, yeah, do you even do the other part of the ride? It depends.
I would just pause exit and then head
Well,
to the back.
Oh, yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Interesting. Depends on what his next Squawks was going to be, I guess. I haven't been keeping too close a watch on what he forgot to do. I was a little bit worried that, especially early on, that some players might have forgotten to tick up for certain like first time texts for each Kong. I'm still not 100% sure that everyone accurately counted everything that that they found. We tried to make sure that no one counted anything that they shouldn't have. But yeah, it's possible that some people didn't count things that they could have.
Yeah, I DM'd you. I was like,
Yeah, I apologize
realized
for
in the
answering
middle of-
things a few minutes later sometimes.
oh, you're okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure because I just like stopped in the middle of Japes and just ticked up 4 times just for no reason,
Right.
it seemed like.
No, it makes sense. To be honest, it's I had a hard time trying to think about how to phrase the rules without, like, because I wanted to try to make it clear, but also not give away where the texts are, you know?
Right, yeah.
Okay, this ground looks a bit bare is not Squawks. Sorry, Bismuth. The text by the apple is also not Squawks, if he's thinking of trying that. No, he's going
No,
over
I
to
think-
the anthill. That'll be his last one. Mumbotoken going into the beetle race, but realizing that Squawks doesn't show up there.
He's at 26, so I assume at this point everyone's going to finish in 130.
Yep, pretty sure. You know, I might even be able to get OBO up on one of these streams. Oh, yep, and Bismuth has said that he's done, which makes sense because he's right here. Yeah, let me bring up OBO just out of curiosity.
GG's, Bismuth.
Thank you.
GG's. How did you like this challenge? And did you have any idea of what it would be based on the hint?
Well, I guessed when someone said it looked like Squawks, I said all first-time text, which is pretty close to what it was.
Pretty much, yeah. Like
But
most of
I
the
didn't-
Squawk stuff is a first-time text for something.
But I didn't like plan or anything based on that guess. I didn't expect to be that close to it. And hold on, my game's audio is a little loud. And like when the race started, I started like mapping out all the Squawks conversation I could think of, and I didn't realize that there were like, I don't know, close to 40 in total, like 35 at least.
Yeah, I counted 38. And it depends on, yeah, like, there's this couple of places where it's kind of a gray area whether to count something as 1 or 2, like failing, succeeding minecarts, and being big or small on the tiny sax pads. When we were making up the challenge, I was just thinking of each of those as one place, but I can see how it's ambiguous. So almost everybody had to DM me about that.
So anyway, I spent most of the race thinking I had to do arcade and I had to do like all of that stuff, and I was like, wait, like I'm already at like 22 right now, and I haven't done the instrument pads, I haven't done hunky chunky, I haven't gone to fungi. What's going on? And so I realized like I wasted all this time getting useless moves and like wasting 2 minutes on minecarts when I could have just done like orang stand sprint.
Right. Yeah, I guess part of the challenge was not only being able to think of the Squawks locations, but being able to think of which ones are faster or slower than others.
Yeah, at first I thought I had to be a lot more thorough than I actually needed to be.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But it was really fun.
Glad to hear that.
Just a little disappointed in how I routed it because I think I could have done it better.
I mean, that's how it is with these challenges. You got to think on the fly, and you would come away with each one like usually thinking there's something you could have done better. I'll let you know, both Candyboots and Corncob completed the DK arcade for Squawks, so yeah, everyone could have theoretically picked better.
I'm sure I could have saved a lot more time just getting you to Aztec at the start.
That was very sad, but we're happy you make it in. I rue the day where there's one of these challenges where someone legitimately just cannot get into Aztec, because that is very possible.
Yeah. And it's funny because in this challenge I was mentioning like, hey, everyone's going to Aztec, but like you really don't have to. You can get Key 1. It's a Squawks.
Yeah, but you want to get the Kongs for the first time text and their moves.
I guess,
Right,
but like all of the texts that are in Japes you could just do with DK anyway.
Not.
Except
well,
for
I
Diddy
guess you
Minecart.
can free Diddy and
Everything
then,
except Diddy Minecart. Yeah. Oh, but
Yeah,
you can
and the
free Diddy
painting
and
room.
do it.
Yeah.
So painting room text I think shows up for anyone.
Yes, I did it with DK.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did it with DK.
Same.
Bismuth, did you get the crown text? Because we saw you walk.
Oh yeah,
right
we saw
by
you
the
walk
crown.
right by the crown and Japes, and we were like, hopefully he thinks of this before he leaves the area.
Oh, he just left. He
Oh
just left.
no! Oh no! Oh no! Sorry.
The
Yeah.
answer is
I think that answers our question. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah, let me read off my list for you guys. What were all the locations that we thought of? If I can find it again. All right, so we have the end of intro story, which I figured no one's doing that. Leaving TK's treehouse. The first
I thought of
first
it, by
three
the
that
way.
you did think of it, but of course you're like, nah, I'm not resetting and turning
Yeah.
off story skip. Yeah. Completing the training barrels, that would be everyone's number 2. Leaving the training grounds is number 3. Japes intro has 2. The first gate in Japes, and I thought a lot of people would forget this one, but actually I think all you 3 remembered it. The gate where Squawk, like if you walk up to it without opening it. The Diddy Help Me cutscene. I don't remember if everyone got this, but Squawks does talk to you at the end of that cutscene.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah, I think Candy and Bismuth did, and Corncob didn't. Yeah.
I will say I got it unintentionally because I really just wanted to do the warp 1 so that I could warp 1 back after getting that first gate one, and then I was like, oh, cool, it's a Squawks.
Hey, so I noticed Mumbotoken is going in to do Diddy's minecart, which will be his last once, because he's at 28 right now. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to keep reading off this list. I think you guys all got Japes B-Blast without the move. Japes Painting Room, the Key 1 pickup. There's all the first time texts for stuff. First Banana Port Warp activated. This was one that I wasn't sure if everyone remembered to count.
I almost forgot to.
Okay. Yeah, it's very easy to miss that one when you're coming out into DK Isles the first time. First Rainbow Coin pickup. the first time text for 4 of the 5 Kongs. Your first strong Kong use, mini monkey use, hunky chunky, and orangutan sprint. Your first step onto a battle crown. The 5 instrument pad GBs and Isles, plus Lanky's instrument pad to spawn the rocket barrel and Isles. And then there's the fungi ones, entering the fungi anthill, entering the beanstalk GB, or rather being carried by the beanstalk. There's entering the Aztec beetle, and then there's the beginning and end of each of the 3 minecarts, and the DK arcade one. I think that's everything that we were able to think of. Now, it would be interesting if across all the runners, did we see everything besides intro story? I think we might have, actually.
Well, there's also the secret one, which we knew no one was going to do, which is crouch for 4 hours straight.
Yeah, I actually considered like pausing and unpausing like 4 or 5 times.
Wait, is that a Squawks text? Oh, right. It is. I forgot about that. I didn't even consider that one. You can't do it in an hour and a half, so
yeah,
it doesn't count.
I think the pausing and unpausing is like 30-something minutes to get it.
Holy cow. That's really funny.
But yeah, to answer your other question, I do think that unless there's some weird like barrel that no one got, I think everything was split up. Someone got everything.
Yeah. Split up across all the players. I'm pretty sure we've seen all the barrels, all the Isles instrument pads. I know some runners didn't do the Caves lobby one, but then some runners might not have done Japes lobby or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I think across everyone, those were done. Yeah, pretty cool. I'm glad people know where Squawks is. I was not really sure about how difficult or easy this challenge would be, because it's just so far removed from everything else
Looks like Mumbo's
that
done.
we're used to doing in the game. Okay, I'll pull him in. GG, well done.
GG.
So, how did you find the challenge?
I first read it, 30 squawks, and I was like, I don't know where any of these things are.
I think you haven't
then-
finished in the race time, by the way.
Oh, I don't use race time. I've
Oh, no problem. Yeah,
1:12:06 according to me. So,
cool. Well
but
done.
yeah, at the beginning I was definitely thinking, man, every squawk counts. I don't know where these things are, and so I did slow ones like Castle Minecart. And then the further along I played, the more I realized that, holy cow, there's a lot of like easy, quick ones.
Yeah, Bismuth said like similar thing about his experience with sort of going for slow ones early on, not realizing.
Yeah. So I thought it was a good challenge. I missed fungi early once, and I think there's a lot of good pickups there, but
There are 4 unique locations in fungi, yeah, that you couldn't do anywhere else.
But the Isles, DK Isles music pads were huge.
Yeah, for sure.
The cranky barrels, like for each Kong. I was a little surprised that Diddy's doesn't have a squawk where he's like, oh, you're using your crystal coconuts right now.
Yeah, exactly. I guess because they didn't want to interrupt your movement in midair.
Probably.
Yeah, it's like an odd one out there. But
I wasn't 100% sure that DK had one.
for Strong Kong. He does.
I felt very smart knowing that there was a squawk if you go to the Japes Baboon Blast without knowing the move.
I'm so happy everyone knows about that. I was like thinking this is gonna be some tough ones for people to remember. Yeah. Did you also? I think you also got the one at the start of Japes, the first gate. If you don't open it.
Oh no!
Or maybe you didn't do that one. A few of our runners did that one. So OBO is still going. He's up to 25 now, and he's in Fungi Forest. I wonder if he forgot to count some, or if
Possible.
I'm not even DK.
Oh, Mumbo going back for it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair,
And-
I forgot about that one when I tested this challenge.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the Squawks texts mostly come in sets of like 5, like first time, or sets of 4, sort of. Like
Right.
first time text for each Kong, instruments for each Kong, instrument pads, I mean, and the barrel moves for each Kong. And then sort of the offhand other ones, most of them are in Japes.
Right.
So I'm glad everyone realized to go to Japes after they freed all their Kongs. Although you could have really started this challenge in Japes and it would have gone pretty well as well.
Were there any like really fast ones a lot of people missed?
We were actually just remarking that I think across all the players, every Squawks location, with the exception of watching the entire intro story cutscene, was used. But yeah, definitely like certain players missed certain quick ones. Candy and Corncob both completed Arcade Round 1 to talk to Squawks afterwards.
Right.
And I think each of them didn't clear out all of like the Isles instrument pads or all of the barrel moves, one or the other. So, and I think Bismuth finished up sort of doing a couple of extra minecart rides, maybe, was it?
Yeah.
I finished with well, I just entered Fungi Minecart without doing it, and I didn't do the anthill for the Beanstalk Squawks, but
Oh,
I
it
had,
was the
like, two
Battle
more
Crown
options
text
there.
that Bismuth missed.
yeah, that's the one I missed.
That's the only like notable quick one. Or maybe like already reaching close to 30 before you cleared all of the Isles instrument pads as well.
I was disappointed to find out that Squawk trying to pick up Tiny while she wasn't in Mini Monkey didn't count as a text box.
Yeah,
That was the leg up I was gonna get.
I apologize for not having like a way to make the rules really clear, because if I were to do this again, I probably would actually count like being small or being big as different
Right.
texts, and failing and winning a minecart as being different texts,
Right.
just to give a little more value to ones that are already kind of slow. And also maybe I could unambiguously say if Squawks is like giving you a different message, then it's
Right.
different. But then if I say that, I don't know. I never
There are
read
some
any of the
repeat
messages. Yeah, there are also going to be repeat messages. So then do people think that each minecart entry is the same and each minecart
Right.
win is the same
Yeah, it's
as
hard
each
to
other?
define properly.
Yeah. And it's hard to define without giving away where the locations are.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I hope that you'll excuse the
That was fun.
semi-confusion there. But yeah.
I think when Squawks picks up Tiny, like if she's too big or not, Squawks says the same thing in all 3 locations.
Right, but I
But in
also wanted each
minecarts,
location to
it's-
count as a unique thing, of course.
Yeah, but in minecarts, the messages are unique.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I think all failures and all successes are all unique.
Did anybody find MarioWiki.com/list of Donkey Kong 64 quotes?
Wow.
That was,
No, I doubt anyone did.
I
that was
didn't
very,
even think about
very
that.
useful. That's how I knew that after doing Key 1, you got a Squawk.
Okay.
I didn't just do that to get into Aztec, for the record.
Oh yeah, I did do key 1 too.
That was a helpful byproduct, but
Yeah, yeah.
So you did just what? Control F Squawk, and then it has all these ones here. Interesting.
yeah, here.
Oh, that's so smart. Maybe there's something we didn't even think of.
No, it didn't have everything. And in fact, it didn't have most of them, but... Where's... Here, I'll post a link.
Also, I'm not the only one who loaded the text dump.
Loaded the what?
The text dump.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't know about that. I just did some Googling.
Yeah, I
But this
probably
is what
should
gave me the
mention,
idea to do
but,
Big Tiny and Small Tiny.
it is fair game to Google for, resources about the game during the challenge. As long as you're not watching what the other runners are doing.
That's what I did.
Looking up strats or looking up information about where stuff is in the game is totally fine.
Did you just Control F Squawk?
Yep. They're all together, so that was helpful.
Oh, wow.
Some of these I wouldn't even remember where they were at first glance. Like, gather as many bananas as you can before going through one of these portals. I
Right.
assume that's part of the Japes intro.
I think so.
Yeah, the Japes intro is 2 parts. There's the 25 GBs and then the bananas and the portals. And then, like, it tells you about the medals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It also has the unused one. The maybe you should try. Well, not unused. Sorry, the secret one. Maybe you should try somewhere else or find someone who can help you.
Right.
How's Obio doing?
OBO has 26. He's heading out of fungi. I think he finished clearing up all the ones that are in fungi. I wonder what he's missing. Well, can't wait to get him in here. Maybe he hasn't done the instrument pads yet.
I mean, it's very possible to just forget instrument pads are a thing that Squawks appears on. And if you did forget that, you're in for a rough time.
That's like 6.
So you know,
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Oh, right. Thank you. I have a habit of messing up the timer on the main stream.
Oh yeah.
By opening other tabs.
Actually,
in my browser.
he only has 9 minutes to finish.
The challenge list open because I saw like 2 words or something. I was like, oh.
Okay, so he didn't previously do Strong Kong. It's possible that he's only now thought about the barrel moves, in which case he could be done very fast if he didn't do any of the other ones yet. Like, if all he needs is a rank stand sprint, mini monkey, hunky chunky, he'll be done in no time.
Mm-hmm.
I love him not canceling Strong Kong there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's exactly where he's going to.
Yep, rank stand sprint.
Cool.
Now, I wonder if he intentionally routed these all last, or if they just he didn't think of them until later.
Yeah, I would generally say you're just better off doing the quickest ones that you can think of first. But yeah, it's possible that he just sort of figured out his 30, wrote it down, and then routed specifically how to get those 30 without trying to insert other ones. Yep, switch it to tiny. Seems like he's going for all the transformations at this point. What is the nearest transformation? Oh no, maybe he's doing Aztec Beetle entry, which would be a mini monkey and a sax pad if he hasn't already done mini monkey. So that could be his finish. Oh, I should probably switch to his audio instead of just having the pause screen menu on loop. My bad.
How do you like the scenic view of fungi on my stream in the other end?
Yeah, I like it. Alright, let's see. If he hasn't already cleared the mini monkey. Oh, but he has to remember to collect Diddy's golden banana, otherwise.
I have to do Diddy first.
Oh, okay, he's commentating. So maybe that's something to keep in mind about using his audio.
Quick, someone go load the DK rap. Or do the boss music glitch on the main menu. I don't know if people even know about that anymore. That's always a fun one.
There's the K roll press button one, I know. There's the end sequence
I don't even
one.
need to go up there. Pretty sure I don't need
Obio says he's pretty sure he doesn't need to go up there. Unfortunately, he does need to go up there.
Hopefully he has rocket barrel?
Oh no. I thought I saw... Oh no, it is. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Alright, looks like... Assuming that he didn't already clear Mini Monkey, all of our runners will be finishing under the time limit.
She didn't think it was going to happen.
which I wasn't sure really. I mean, I kind of didn't know how much people were gonna know where Squawks was. It's something that doesn't really equate to any of our categories, meme board or otherwise. I don't know if you want to add all Squawks to the meme boards now, but although it's going to involve 30-something minutes of pausing and unpausing, apparently.
Oh, great.
For what?
That makes
For a quote unused
Oh.
help text. It was like only discovered after we started like doing decomp work or something. Okay.
Oh no, is that 29?
Oh.
And not-
Yeah, he didn't have the mini monkey text. He already
He
had it.
already used the mini monkey text, so he's gonna have to find one more, and it's not in this level, unfortunately. If he thinks Squawk shows up inside the beetle race, that's not the case. Now maybe there's a barrel move he hasn't used up yet, somewhere in this level, but if not, he's got to reset, or
Every barrel should be in
Something.
aisles anyway.
or maybe he opened Aztec Lobby, so he might be fine. But he's just got one more.
I feel like he has to be forgetting about like instrument pads or something, because
He-
being stuck at 29.
I know, right? Like, there's definitely something that he didn't think of, and unfortunately, he wasn't on the rebroadcast for this main time, so I don't know what it is. I mean, it's possible like he missed several in Japes,
Yeah.
even if he didn't forget about any of the sort of main sets of first time texts. It's also possible that he freed all the Kongs without realizing you get first time texts with Squawks for each of them. That's my main fear, is that players did actually talk to Squawks enough times and just didn't realize it. But I hope that it didn't too seriously impact the results of the race. And I mean, even if it did, it's not really like, I don't know, that's on the player to not notice.
And for the record, if anyone feels like they saw Squawks and didn't count it, and they want to go back over their run and recount, we could probably take that as their official time.
Yeah, I would be willing to say, you know, like, you're allowed to go back and double check. Did we have any particularly close finishes? Not this time. Looks like every finish was at least 5 minutes apart. So might not matter, but yeah.
I'm just thinking if OBO, for instance, had 4 texts he didn't realize.
Yeah, unless it's like a lot of them that you missed. Yeah, if he missed 4 that he got like a long time ago, then yeah, it might actually be like a 15 minutes reduction or something.
Like going into factory, I can only assume is for DK Arcade, which you will not get to in time.
I see.
Did anybody guess the category?
Yes.
Yeah, Corncob and Candy were discussing it earlier today, it sounds like. So they had a bit of an advantage. Or maybe more than a bit, because that's kind of all there is to the category. I didn't really think of any, like, you know, twist to throw on top of talking to Squawks.
Oh, I wanted to say I really liked the picture for this one.
Oh, thank you.
It was like a talk show.
Yeah, that was my wife's idea. She came up with the concept as well as actually making the art.
That's so cool.
I'll show it again on stream. So that was the little purple light in the corner. Definitely a bit of a red herring.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the main thing was to think about which characters are green. Alright, and it looks like OBO decided to be done. Okay, I do want to pull him in if
Well, if he doesn't join, GG's everyone.
GG's.
Great race.